distinguished scholars, organizers, participants of this webinar. First of all, I, Dr. Vijay Prakash Sharma, would like to express my very sincere thanks to select COVID-19 in the pandemic form for deliberation, discussion and exchanging the views on its various aspects, a quest of global value at present. As a student of life science, one can understand the very well role of environment and its association with health of human beings and all concerns. Earlier it was said that environment and genetics are the complementary halves of each other. Now it has come very truly that if we neglect the environment, the human health orders and hazards are very inevitable. So to keep safe, alert and active, clean the environment, the lesser will be the infections, disorders, diseases of human health as well others to be studied more. On the advent of science and technology, new millennium is experiencing the most unprecedented challenges and changes globally. And third world countries like India is no more an exception for such heavy strides and challenges. Now we are feeling a clunge that COVID-19 in the pandemic form throughout the countries of highly developed in science and technology discipline and those who are passing through the transitional forms are all suffering to the variable degree of extent from this virus. Now very truly it is said the epicenter of this COVID-19 virus would have been a town which is Wuhan in China, and from where it is supposed to be leaked out and to be spread globally. It is still a quest to be resolved by the academic brains and researchers that whether it is a synthetic bioweapon or is a naturally formed virus. But it has been proved by the researches conducted globally throughout the world that it is a fatal virus and it has taken almost 1.7 crores of people to the mortality. A heavy toll of the life cost has been taken by this virus in the form of death. Different countries performing the different degree of damage through this virus are subject to be analyzed into the form of education being taught in the educational institutions, that is universities, colleges and research institutes. So it becomes little bit a needful holistic integrated approach to study its technology, to study its science, to study its genesis, to study its causes, study its prophylactic, curative and preventive measures. Not going into the depth, if we find it that India, a country since 1720, early 17th century to this early 20th century has been suffering through acute viral and bacterial disorders as well as pathogenic disorders. If we see in the era of 1720 when plague was there, if we go ahead, cholera, an epidemic disease, a endemic disease, a pandemic disease, and then followed poxes, then followed flus, then followed HIV, then followed after HIV encephalitis, and many other diseases have come into the picture of this country. But now the vulnerable question is that how scientists should fight and should find out the means and measures to make it negligible or its effect to be neutralized. It is not the first and foremost and last disease, but such type of the disorders are expected in such a heavily populant gradient pressure of the country, because this country having a population of 132 crores can have the maximum number of patients apart from COVID in other microbial diseases also. As India is the first country in the world which is a tuberculoid country. India is the third country in the world which is a diabetic country. And every fifth Indian lady is supposed to be a sufferer of the cancer, cervical cancer or breast cancer. We have certain pathological disorders. We have certain pathogenic infections, clinical disorders in our body which are impacting the human health at a quite vulnerable situation. But such recently developed viral diseases just like HIV, cancer, encephalitis, COVID-19, flus, swine flus, swine flus and many others are the vulnerable quest, and scientists are busy enough. I will not go into the details of green revolution, space revolution, milk revolution, space revolution, atomic revolution. If you go ahead it, that every radiation increases the temperature, and raising of the temperature in the universe creates a certain viruses. So higher the temperature means atomic powers use means liberation of the atomic waste, means that we are unknowingly increasing, inviting the viral distortion, microbial distortion, bacterial distortion, pathogenic distortion in one and other form. So what is there? The Indian Laboratory Organization scientists as Indian Council of Medical Research, headed as director by Dr. Balram Bhargava, Center for Council for CSIR, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, headed by Dr. Shekhar C. Mande, and the KGMU, King's George Medical University, Lucknow. A team of the young scientists and experienced guides is busy enough to find out the COVID-19 causes and its control. It is an utmost right that we should know the use of education. We should use our available techniques, available instruments, available appliances for virology and bacteriology. We should go ahead further to find out how a genesis or build-up of a virus changes its RNA. As per the reports of the scientists of KGMU, it has been observed that the scientists of KGMC have isolated 11 strains of this virus, and they are fighting to find out the vaccine which can control the different kinds of proteins of this virus, that is IgG and IgM. The virus, the COVID-19 virus, which have a very particular kind of the RNA, is known as, this RNA is known as HSA-MIR27P. This RNA is not being reported into the blood of any patient when blood is collected outside India. It means it is a specific virus created in the blood of the patients of this country. It may be because of the lack of education or lack of scientific research, scant attention into the field of virology and bacteriology, but it is a hard fact that it shows mutant at certain stage, and mutant stage of this is making its effectivity prevail into the different sectors. Means whenever it is in a simple stage, it can be a silent stage. The symptoms may not be clear, but when it becomes an active stage, the symptoms get advanced, and after advancement, there are certain chills, there are certain itches, there are certain throat irritation, eye irritation, and other features will altogether assure such for a COVID positive patient. It has to be tested in many ways. Recent techniques has come up, whether it is a plasma therapy test or it is a antigen test. If we go ahead with the antigen test, then the value of the antigen test in ratio of the value of the population gradient pressure of this country has compelled our country into a very difficult situation, because the ratio in which these tests should be conducted are not being conducted and cannot be conducted, because in spite the spike of 50,000 cases every day almost since last 1 week, and having a heavy tool of 70 lakhs, almost 17 lakhs almost patients of COVID-19 at present in the country, it makes us a point to understand that what are the areas in which COVID-19 pandemic impact is to be studied by academic or research institutions. Let me talk you that the areas where the biomedical waste is not properly disposed, not properly changed, recycled into the society, then we have to develop the means and measures through educating our people that the biomedical waste, which may have a waste of bacterial or viral or pathogenic existence, so it should be properly disposed of. Second thing, the organic farming should be promoted. So strengthening the organic farming means qualitative and quantitative improvement in the breeds of the edibles and the fruits, the vegetables, the grains, the pulses, which will promote the immunity of our body. So this vermicompost also a part where we can give the fertilizers for the proper growth of the edible plants where it is required. So ultimate source right from the edible plants, where the fertilizers are to be obtained in the form of acids at the last cycle of the phase in nature, and the organic farming and the biowealth. What is this biowealth? We are losing the natural entity of certain plants, certain animals, wild wealth, floral wealth, faunal wealth. All these things has to be taken into care, so that a person could be feeling that this kind of the COVID-19 disease could not be possible further ahead if we are managing the basic resources where from our immunity of the body is obtained, is received. If we take a healthy food, organic food, definitely organic food, either vegetable or grains or rices or anything else, fruits also, then definitely the strength of body to counteract the virus will make the situation minimized. Now another thing is that our environmental pollution, it is also creating certain viruses and bacteria and other microbes. So we should be very much careful that no pollution, either thermal or chemical or air or water pollution, should not be found in the society anywhere. Otherwise, it will ultimately impact the production of fish, impact the production of aquaculture, impact the production of horticulture, impact the production of agriculture, and the second thought of the second green revolution in the country will be having no means. So just to find out the correlation of the impacted value of COVID-19 and its negative effect on the concerned edible productivity for quality and quantity will be under question, and we will at a dire necessity of thinking about such means and measures. Now the efforts have been made in the Oxford University, in the Indian Viral Research Institute Pune, King's George Medical University Lucknow, Center for Biotechnology and Microbes Research at Delhi. They are all trying very hard that they should develop a vaccine, but so far the prophylactic measures still is not in the approach of the technology, and we are shortly expected that such vaccine will come up and we will be able to build, to shape our future generations from such viral diseases. You can find out encephalitis a cause, a swine flu a cause, poxes, smallpox, chickenpox a cause, and plague a cause, cholera a cause, COVID-19 a cause, and overall HIV, viral diseases, these have been passed into the past, into the rolled on past of this country. Our civilization remain intact, but now the problem is this, because we are very much away from the stains of caste, creed, religion. Our aim is just to fight one enemy. That enemy is a bio enemy at present, and we are observing it globally in the form of coronavirus. This coronavirus, as and when will be finished from here, the educational institutions, research laboratories, teachers, scientists, and those equally and eventually to be salute, those which are called as the corona warriors, in the form of doctors, nurses, police personals, and active municipal employees, they are to be deserving salute. They deserve to get be saluted by us, because they have not simply helped us in a position when we are normal. They are trying to discharge their best effort in a position when calamity is its apex and natural disaster in the form of this COVID-19 has come up. This climate change, these unexpected rains, these unexpected thrillings of the earth, tectonic movements, and all other things are creating the certain unknown, unidentified viruses and bacteria which are very much harmful for the health of environment and the individuals living in it. So, ecosystem to be concerned place by the concerned people is a subject to be looked into the matter. If the ecosystem is not improved, this is also said that the effectivity of coronavirus in a negative atmosphere, in a negative attitude, will promote the cases, and we will not be in a position to be free of it. So test, trial and retrial, this is the remedy. We have been asked by World Health Organization that please use the mask, because this airborne virus at present 80% in air is entering to your body either by nasal aspiration or through mouth or through your eyes. But certain differences are there, that skin exposure is also there, which it enters through the skin. So please cover your body, serve the patients for their best, and try to bring out this humanity. It is a humanity. It is a deed in deed. It is an act in deed, the real act to be performed by all the academicians, technocrats, scientists, teachers, and all bureaucrats together to save the society, to save this earth, and to promote the health of people and earth. And thank you very much for organizing such seminar, which is related with the human health and environment. कितना हो गया? अरे कितने मिनट हो गया?
18+ मैं बोलूँगी वो आएगा उसमें.
So it is the need of the day and call of the hour that all the scientists, teachers, technocrats should bring a revolution by keeping their health hazards minimized, by doing their best efforts of the scientific findings, of the findings by different research institutions, and we should keep awaited that this epicenter of corona, which is supposed to be a China country, but we as a scientist should see that other institutes, other places where bat has been harboring talk, and this bat as a harboring platform is also in Vietnam, is also in Laos, and in also nearby countries of China. So as a scientist, our motto should not be criticized, should not to be criticized where it is to be formed, where it was formed, how it has been transmitted to a community state, but our motto should be to minimize the means and forget the things, and to develop the means and measures to fight with coronavirus, just like tuberculosis, just like cholera, just like plague, just like phalanges and other things which we have passed, experiences of this country. I think the best salute for every citizen this democratic India will be on Independence Day to take a place that we will fight with corona, with all the preventive, precautive and constructive measures, what else it may be in the form of medicine, in the form of vaccine, or in the form of maintenance of the biotic ecosystem, human health system, environmental safety, reducing the biomedical waste and promoting the vermicompost and organic farming, and above all the human health needs cooperation, coordination and coexistence at each and every place which is required to be safe from the effect of this virus. I once again thanks to the principal of the college and Dr. Seetal and his team, whatever they have done it, it's a social awareness to finish the social toxicity. This social toxicity at present in the form of COVID-19 should get root, and since get rid is possible when we all together, whether teachers, scientists, bureaucrats, technocrats, social engineers, journalists, and even a layman should work together, putting the potential, using the strength, and serving the people best possible to their apex ends. Thanking you very much.